Damn it, Darla! Hey everybody, it is Tom, and welcome to another video. So you find me slightly annoyed, having just realized after about 10 minutes of recording myself that my microphone was muted. And to be fair to me, it did not start off this way. Darla jumped up on the counter during my intro, so I went to get her. I brought her over here to show you the naughty cat who is being naughty, and somehow in the course of doing that, I managed to bump the microphone button right there and switch it off. No, Darla, do not go on that stove. No. No. The good news is I realized it fairly early on. I was only about 30 seconds into reacting to the episode, but here we are. We have Benny sleeping very comfortably over on this couch, and Darla, I assume, taking a bath and ignoring the fact that she sabotaged my video. She's proud of herself. Okay, and Benny doesn't like it when I call attention to what he's doing, so now he's like, I'm a totally normal cat who doesn't sleep like this. I sleep like this sometimes too, Benny. It's fine. Anyway, so as I said in my previous version of this video, the file of which is entitled Dang It, today we're going to be watching and reacting to episode 2 of the Heartstopper podcast. And this episode does have a big warning at the top of the description that says, warning, some light spoilers ahead. So if you are avoiding even the lightest spoilers, this may not be the video for you. The full title of this episode is Kizzy and Karina Spilled the Tea on Season 3. Heartstopper, the official podcast, Ep 2, Netflix. Yeah. And the description reads, brace yourselves because Tia Coffee is back with more Heartstopper goodness. This time, Kizzy Edgell and Karina Brown take the hot seat and discuss their journey as the longest serving couple in the Heartstopper universe, discussing grown-up themes. Yes, they have sex! ! Self-care and on-set giggles with intimacy coordinators. Plus, Kit and Joe are back for another round of the BFF challenge. So I not exactly ranted, but I had a little discussion about this in the muted version. So like, I think it makes total sense that Tara and Darcy's relationship and Nick and Charlie's relationship evolve when it comes to physicality and that they eventually have sex. But like, it's very odd to me how much we are focusing on that. Like, you would think that nothing else happens this season because it seems like that is the only thing that we are locked into when it comes to this show. Like, I understand that there were people and still are people who are like, it's unrealistic that these teens aren't having sex. And we've talked about that before. And as someone who is on the asexual spectrum, I know that I'm coming at this from a different perspective than many people. And, standard disclaimer, there's nothing wrong with sex. There's nothing wrong with enjoying sex. There's nothing wrong with having sex. It doesn't have to be the only thing. Like, it doesn't have to be the most important thing in a relationship. And I feel like it's doing a disservice to both of these couples to act like that's the only thing that matters here. So that's all I'm saying. You may disagree. You are absolutely within your rights. That's just my thoughts. Okay. So without any further ado, and I left my headphones in that whole time, that's fine. You can just enjoy the sight of headphones. They're so lovely. Okay, so let's watch the episode.
Maybe you're a lesbian and you don't even know it.
That's one of my favorite lines from that episode. Maybe you're a lesbian. And just the look of horror on that kid's face.
It gets a bit naughty.
Do you want me to kiss her? I think they should break up at some point. And now for the moment of insertion.
Okay.
Welcome to the Heartstopper official podcast.
Something that I somehow missed last time is the fact that not only was this song made for the Heartstopper podcast, but it is in fact sung by our host, Tia Coffee, which I really should have realized before, but I did not. So in case you also were unaware, yes, the vocalist is Tia Coffee. It's a very nice song. Hooray. Last time we talked about all the little scenes that we see glimpses of in this theme song. So if you would like to hear my thoughts on that, go back and watch the previous one, I guess. I don't know why that sounded so... but
I'm your host, Tia Coffey, otherwise known as The Glamorous Geek, and I'm a massive Heartstopper fan. This week, I'm joined by Kizzy Edgell and Karina Brown. For my benefit, can you give me a little overview of your journeys in Series 3?
Tara's stressed out.
Tara's very stressed out.
oh, Tara's stressed out. I wonder if it's probably about uni and her future. I know in the comics, she had that whole thing where she was like, she wanted to do something related to dance, but she wasn't sure if that was something that she could do. So
Tara's very stressed out.
Has a panic attack.
oh no, not a panic attack. Says me, the author who puts a panic attack into every single one of my books.
Darcy is living with Tara, then leaves Tara's house to go stay with her nan, who's the coolest actor in the entire world.
Oh, interesting. Okay, so all right, that's interesting. So Darcy. So I'm glad Darcy doesn't go back to her house, and I'm glad she gets to go stay with her nan. Her nan looks nice.
And then Darcy starts using they them pronouns, and then everyone's just having fun.
All right, nice. Okay, so confirmation about the they them pronouns. That's very cool. And I love that we're getting a supportive grandma. Love supportive grandmas.
Why are we so stressed? What's going on?
Tara's very much like an overachiever, and I think she takes everyone else's stress on as well. So it finally gets to her.
Well, that's very interesting. So I was wondering what they were going to do with Tara and Darcy this season, and I like that we're getting to see more of them outside of just their relationship, because I feel like their relationship is in such a strong place now after last season that to try to just insert more random conflict into there, I don't think would be a wise move at this point. So I like that we're seeing, Tara dealing with stress. We're getting more character development from her. It sounds like we're getting more character development from Darcy. I love that. So yeah, that's very good. Ooh, okay. And I'm guessing that this is the panic attack based on the squiggles around Tara's head. Oh dear. Okay. That might be very difficult for me to watch as someone who has panic attacks, but yeah, we'll see. I'm interested to see how they portray it, and I think it is very important to portray mental health struggles, and of course, the stress that people in high school go through when everyone is telling them how much their future depends on every little thing they do. Like that is a tough situation to be in.
Allows it to bubble over until eventually she breaks.
Oh, Tara.
Yeah, quite interesting for her, because I think she sees herself as like normally quite level-headed, in control of things. So yeah, it's been fun to play.
Yeah, Tara does always come across as being very much in control. So I think this makes a lot of sense for her character, and I'm interested to see what they do with it.
She has always been there for sort of everyone else and being really reliable. So to have that become almost too much and be the one to have to be supported.
And that's a very good point. And like, I think it's especially hard for people who are used to supporting others to let others support them. So it'll be interesting to see how Tara handles that.
It's important to like take time for yourself. That's one thing that is Tara's message this season as well.
Can't pour from a glass that's empty.
Exactly.
Very, very wise. Very wise, Kizzy. Thank you. Very wise.
Let's talk about the Nan.
Nan.
She's lovely.
Yeah.
Everyone wants a Nan like
I know. She's just so much fun. I love her so much.
And the actress Annette.
Annette is so
her.
nice.
Oh, I'm so glad. Darcy deserves all the good things. And the fact that they have to deal with these awful parents, but they have a super supportive grandma is just the best thing. I'm so glad to hear that.
I think she played a Slitheen in
She
Doctor
did.
Who.
In Doctor Who. She was also in EastEnders, guys.
She played a Slitheen in Doctor Who. She did. That's why she looked kind of familiar. That was a slightly different role than this, but yeah.
So you're very supportive in real life. What is your star sign?
I'm a Capricorn.
You're a Capricorn.
Yeah.
Is that quite a supportive?
I think they are quite supportive. They're very determined, level-headed workaholics.
See, I am someone who doesn't know much about star signs except for the fact that my star sign, Scorpio, is universally hated by a lot of people. We are supposed to be very difficult, which maybe is true. I don't know.
What energy do your characters give?
Darcy's more of a Leo than I am. I'm a Leo. Arrogant and spoiled.
I went for leadership. So
Tara's very Capricorn energy. She prefects, like ballet. She's work focused, isn't she?
Oh, Tara's a prefect. That's nice.
So obviously you mentioned ballet there. A little birdie tells me in my earpiece, I don't have an earpiece, you are actually a trained dancer.
Oh, I am.
Oh yeah, I forgot that Karina is a trained dancer, and that works very well for Tara.
We should really congratulate you two on the fact that your characters are the longest serving relationship. How do you feel about like where their journeys may continue?
Well, we keep saying there needs to be some drama, isn't
Well,
it?
yeah. I think they should break up at some point.
No, Kizzy, are you one of those people who likes the books where 3/4 of the way through the main couple breaks up just so they can do a big romantic gesture and get back together? Because I hate that plot. But I mean, fair enough. I do think that like they could possibly benefit from having some drama, but also why do you need the drama?
I wouldn't want her to have a massive heartbreak, but I feel like she needs it to like
Grow up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess there's that whole argument of like, you know, you learn things through heartbreak, you learn things about yourself through negative experiences, but also like there's a lot of negative experiences out there. Like you can have one thing that is nice. You don't have to have everything be a teaching moment, but all right.
Maybe they break up and it's like a bad one, but in like 5 years' time they rekindle.
5 years. That is very interesting that they wanna see Tara and Darcy break up for some drama. I mean, hey, if that's what you like, that's fine.
Well, it gets a bit more mature this season. Like, we have sex this season.
What?
You have what?
Can you tell me some of the sort of like more grown up things that happen on season 3?
Tara and Darcy have some fun in the bedroom.
See, I quite honestly assumed they were already doing that. So, because like there is that scene where you know the Tara's mom knocks on the bedroom door and like they jump apart. But you know, obviously they were fully clothed there. But yeah, I fully assumed that they were already doing things like that.
There are multiple birthday parties. Well, not birthday parties, but
Multiple
parties that feel less heartstoppery. They're more like grimy, and it's like a rave.
Tara's
type.
vomiting and
Yeah.
everything.
Oh my, okay, interesting. I'm not sure how I feel about that.
What was sort of like the most awkward thing for you to film?
We were filming one of the intimate scenes, and our director used this phrase that I can't stop thinking about, which was moment of insertion.
Can we go from the moment
And now
of
for the
insertion?
moment of insertion.
What? Now, I don't know what exactly is going on in this particular scene, but are you familiar with lesbians? Do you in fact know how this works? But yeah, no, obviously, like, even with two AFAB bodies, insertion can occur, but how graphic exactly are we getting here in this season is my question. Because, like, I assumed it was just going to be, you know, like blankets and some tasteful implications. I'm sure it will be like that, but I have questions about this phrase. Did they just use this phrasing because they're thinking in terms of heterosexual sex, or I have questions.
They sort of talked us through it, and it's just so weird, like in a dead silent room with like 7 people
like
just
10
watching you
people looking
make
at you,
out.
yeah.
Wow, that would be so awkward. Like, I'm so glad that they have an intimacy coordinator, but I can't imagine having to go through that. Like, I am awkward enough in like a private situation, but
And everyone has sex this season, so
Yeah.
we all had something to
went
talk
through it.
about.
Did everyone get the phrase now for the moment of insertion?
No, I think
I
that might
don't
have
know.
just
I
been
think maybe
us.
yes.
so I'm sorry. So the lesbian couple is the one who receives the instruction regarding the moment of insertion. I'm so confused.
And one time we had sex at school, and I think that's so scandalous.
At school. Oh my God, what is happening this season? Oh my.
What's one line from Heartstopper that you'll never forget?
Maybe you're a lesbian and you don't even know it.
Honestly, I'm surprised that the go-to is not, I'm an ally. But that's a very good choice.
If you could have dinner with any people, dead or alive, who would they be and why? No pressure, but pressure.
That's me. Anytime someone asks me a rapid fire question, my brain just goes blank.
Isaac Newton.
That's a good answer.
Isaac Newton.
Was it me or was Isaac Newton hot?
He was, wasn't he? He was so hot.
So, gorgeous people, we have come to the end, but there is one thing left. The BFF challenge with Kit and Joe.
All right, time for Kit and Joe to do another BFF challenge. What will it be this time?
So our next challenge is finish the line.
So I assume that they did all of these all in a row because, same outfits and all.
I'm going to read you the first half of an iconic Heartstopper line, and you must finish the line. I'm not going to alternate. I'm going to ask you each to come up with a buzzer. Okay, a physical sound. That's strong. Kit, your sound, please.
Why are we like this?
Kit, really?
Question number 1.
Haunts you, my dreams.
Finish the line. Hi.
Hi.
Hi. Didn't see a buzzer. Why are we like this? Hi.
That was the first one. I'm going to give you the point.
That's not fair.
You're right, it isn't.
Kit, why are you like this, Kit?
Question number 2. I was born to...
I was born to kill aliens.
Dance?
No, I'm sorry. I'm going to throw it over.
It's Tao. I think it's Tao.
I'll give you a hint. It is one of your lines.
It's my line.
Yeah.
What? I was born to... Because Tao says I was born to kill aliens. I was born to race, maybe? I know it's when they're playing the racing game in the arcade.
Yeah, I don't know.
Kill aliens.
No, that is Tao. That is Tao's line.
That's definitely not one of my lines.
Yeah, that's Tao's line.
Well,
We've got to make this
you
game a
wrote
bit more
it.
difficult, actually. I kind of like that.
Okay.
And by difficult, he means impossible because that was Tao's line. Right? See? I told you.
What an awful ad-lib from me. Sorry.
Poor Joe. Poor Joe being gaslit.
Question number 3. You're not exactly the authority on...
Judging who is and isn't gay. Judging or figuring?
Who is or isn't gay?
I'm going to let you have it on working out who is and isn't gay. How many
yeah, I
points
remember
have
the
you got?
scene.
Working out. Okay, I was close. That was Charlie to Tao.
Question number 4. I know people have hurt you, and you feel like I'd be better off without you. But
Why
I
are we like
need you
this?
to know...
My life is so much better since I met you.
But I need you to know that my life is so much better because I met you.
That is correct, yeah. So that means you've won 2 out of our 2 games
Yes.
so far.
Well done.
Poor Joe.
Gorgeous people, that is it for this episode of the Heartstopper official podcast. Bye for now.
Well, that was episode 2 of the official Heartstopper podcast. And I assume the next episode will be Will and Yasmin, but we'll see. All right, so what did you guys think about that? So I really enjoyed listening to Kizzy and Karina talking about Tara and Darcy's respective journeys for this season. I didn't feel like the spoilers were too spoilery, at least not for me. And I like getting kind of a hint of what their character trajectories are going to be. And I know I said this already, but I love that we have a supportive grandma coming up. All right, well, I have to go very soon to get my COVID booster shot. So yeah, fun times. So I'm going to wrap this up. So thank you so much for watching, liking, subscribing, commenting, all the wonderful things that you do. Huge thanks as always to our patrons who are amazing, wonderful, fantastic, spectacular, and special shout out to our Nick Nelson members, Kelly Walker, Kent Smither, Paul Z, Kim Engel, Lauren Javier, Mark Walker, and Sarah Parker Schmilt. I think it is Schmilt, but if it is Schmilt or something I'm not thinking of, please let me know. But yeah, Sarah, thank you for becoming a Nick Nelson member. We're glad to have you. And please tell me how to say your name. Okay. All right. Have a wonderful rest of your day or night or whatever time of day it may happen to be. I'll see you next time.